Hello. Okay, last time I decluttered my entire makeup collection and this is what's left. So today we're gonna organize all of it. I've got like a makeup cart to work with, a pretty large organizer as well, a couple baskets, here they are, a cute little lip organizer, and a cup. So that's what we're working with. Let's get started. All right, welcome to my little cart. I love that it has many different levels. So we're gonna be starting with the first tier. This is the kind of smallest round, and it has 3 sections. So what I'm thinking is that this part is like what faces me when I'm working at my desk, and like that's where I do my makeup. So I want to put my most used products here just so that they're, easy to reach. So I'm going to use this cup. This is what I've been doing recently, and it's been working for me, so I'm going to keep it up. So I have this cup, it has hair clips that I use to keep my hair on my face while I'm doing my makeup. And I'm just going to put my most used eye products in there, like brows and eyebrow pencils, those kind of things that aren't like super sexy or anything, but I just want to keep them close by. So for brow products, I've got this empty clear brow gel that I just use to kind of like brush my brows into place. I've got the Makeup by Mario brow gel. This is my favorite. It has really strong hold for my thick little brows. And I like the Milani Weekender brow pen. It's just very thin and the strokes are like very natural looking. And then this NYX brow glue that I got in dark or medium brown, thinking that it would like enhance my red hair, and it does not, but it's fine. 3 mascaras, Glossier for more natural lash. This e.l.f. one is a dark brown, and then Rare Beauty for something very fluttery and voluminous. I've got 2 eye primers, the About Face one for my eyeshadow, and then the glitter glue one from Too Faced for shimmery stuff. And then I've got this eyeshadow stick from Rare Beauty that I use to like clean up any eyeshadow that's kind of gone rogue. And my most used lip liner, MAC Cork. And then the little Inglot Duraline. And I'll just use this to kind of revive dried out shadows. All right. Okay, so this is my little eye and brow station all done. I love that the cup kind of corrals everything, so stuff's not just rolling everywhere. And I think here I want to put some of my other most used products. I might put some of my Phytosurgence blushes, the ones that I reach for the most. So let's do that. I've got Evaporate, Fume, and Ember. And I'll just kind of tuck those in there. Nice. Oh, almost forgot my lash curler. Kind of just shove that in there. This is getting quite full, but it works for now. All right, now I'll turn to the next section. I got this cute little lip organizer, and I covered it with surfing bunnies, beach bunnies, if you will. So I had my K-Beauty lip products in there, and I like them because they're so cute. So I'm gonna fill those back up again. These Peri Para Ink Mood Glowy Tints are my favorite formula. They're so plush and just add like a really nice hint of color. And I also really like these Ramon Juicy Lasting Tints when I want just a bit more of an intense tint to my lips. And I have just one more K-Beauty tint left over, so I'm just gonna kind of stick it to the side. I feel bad separating it from its friends. And I think in here, next to my other most used products, I'm gonna put my most used eyeshadows. So I've got Ritz from ColourPop, a Little Quirky by ColourPop, and Space Cowboy from Urban Decay. Just 3 very sparkly toppers, all kind of doing the same job, just in different fonts. All right, let's give her a spin. This section here is gonna hold all of my lip glosses and the couple of lipsticks that I have. I've been using a scrunchie that has been working overtime for like the last year, and I just don't have a better solution. Like, I don't think I could use an organizer like this one because I just have way too many, and I need something to keep them corralled, So this scrunchie is back on duty, and hopefully I can figure out a better solution going forward. But right now, we work with what we have. Ah! All right, that was a bit of a disaster. I think I'm just gonna try and shove them in. Perfection. As you can see, that was completely easy and no struggles were had. I just wanted to talk about my favorite formulas in here. I think the NYX butter glosses are just a classic. If you're looking for a $5, $6 gloss in like any nude shade for any skin tone, they have what you're looking for. And I don't really hear people talk about these lime crime plushies, but they leave a really soft, like powdery tint. I don't know, just a really like soft matte look. And you can top it with a gloss if you want, build up the color. I just don't hear people talk about them that very much, and they smell like candy. I'm not really a fragrance person, but I do like candy smelling things. Anyway, those are my favorites from this little collection. And then lastly, for this little area, I have my little collector set of these Star Wars lip oils from ColourPop that I'll never use. They just sit here, and I like to have them facing me when I'm at my desk, so they'll be right here. All right, let's move down to the next level where I'm gonna have all my like complexion products, blush, highlighter, all that good stuff. All right, so this is the back section of my cart when I'm sitting at my desk. So I think I'm gonna put the products that are like not as fun to me. So my concealers and just other random like bronzers and stuff, the utilitarian products, and I'll keep my blushes and highlighters in the front. So now is when the little boxes are gonna come into play for sure. So I'm just gonna put that in the middle, and then whatever doesn't fit inside, I'll kind of just pool around it. First, I'm gonna try and fit in all of my bigger bronzers, like the compacts and stuff. Just kind of put those there. And this NARS one is pretty wide. It like doesn't fit great that way. So I think I'm gonna have to turn it. That fits nicely. I think I'll put my concealers and my little corrector in this little gap. Since they're so skinny, they need this kind of structure to keep them upright. Otherwise, they'll be flailing around everywhere. And then from there, I'll put in my little MAC face and bodies because they're a little chunkier, but they fit there nicely, and I can plug in the Say Glowy Super Gels right behind them, I think. Nice. All right, and I think I'll just slot my other color correctors here, and maybe this contour wand too, just to keep it up. Oh yeah, that's nice, that's secure. I do have my enormous Charlotte Tilbury bronzer, and I just don't think this is gonna fit anywhere here. I guess I could stick it in the back, but I have other things that I need to plug in first, so let me save this behemoth for last. I'm gonna put my two little e.l.f. putty bronzers up front so I can see their color. All right, so I have my two glowy products, and before I had them kind of shoved in the back here, which kind of helped them from like falling over or anything, but now I'm like, maybe I should keep them in the front. That way I have room for the bronzer in the back. I think I'll do that. Let's just go ahead and pop that there. And then I think I'm just gonna put my e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer here because it fits, you know, why not? It goes with all the other complexion-based products. And I think that's everything for this. So we've got bronzers in the back, bronzers in the front, some glowy products, all my concealers and bronzers, color correctors. Like, it all fits so nicely just in this little triad. Is that what you'd call it? Sure. So let's move on to the next one. Let's do highlighters next. All right, for here, I'm using my yellow box to speak to all of the glowy products that will be going on here. But I think since I decluttered, there aren't as many highlighters left. So I think I'm gonna put my setting powders here as well because I have accumulated quite a few. All right, I'm gonna start with setting powders in the back. I've got my LYS setting powder, little banana shade, my e.l.f. Halo Glow setting powder, and this candlelit perfecting one from Laura Mercier that I've had for legitimately 7 years, and it still works amazingly. And then my more traditional powder highlighters, I've got the Master Chrome Gold from Maybelline, Fenty Beauty, this is Hustle Baby, and Mean Money. And I just added a couple stickers to it. I've been really enjoying adding stickers to my makeup products because I feel like it makes me want to use them. Like, it just makes it a more pleasant experience when things are cute, at least for me. And especially if there's a product that I want to use up, just making it look a little cuter makes it more appealing, and I just reach for it more often. So that's my little hack for actually using my makeup products. I've got two liquid highlighters, one from Rare Beauty and one from Danessa Myricks. So I'm gonna let those stand up on their own over here. And I think I'll brace them with a ColourPop Super Shock highlighter. I'll go with Churro. No, actually. I'll go with Wisp because I use that one way more. And then I'll put Churro in all its tie-dye glory on the end. And my special Winnie the Pooh highlighter, I'll place front and center. Nice. And then my Charlotte Tilbury Goldgasm wand, I'll just kind of stick in here. Perfect. I also have this setting powder from e.l.f., but it's so cute with all of these little stickers on it that I want to be able to see it more. So I think I'm going to include it in my blush section in the front so that it's right there looking at me all the time. All right, let's get into some blush. Save the pink basket for blush, of course. And I have multiples of different brands blushes, so I'm gonna try and group those together so that they can, you know, not be separated. The M Cosmetics blushes are so chunky though. Like, look at that. I can't, you can't take up a third of the box, guys. You just can't do that. So I'm gonna leave one in there and I'll put another one kind of tilted on the end. You guys need to accommodate her. There we go. And then I'll put my two LYS blushes next to that one. They're a little awkwardly shaped, but the width is perfect for these little storage boxes. And I think I got these off of Amazon. I've seen ones like these on Urban Outfitters as well, and they like collapse. So they're not the most stable, you know, but these were pretty cheap and I get a lot of use out of them. So I have 3 of these Patrick Ta blushes. I don't think I can fit these all in here and the rest of my blushes. So since they can lay like this, I think I'll put one in the front. But I need to know. It's hard because they're all just look the same from the outside, so you don't know what you're getting into, but she's blushing, by the way. This is one of the newer ones that I got. So pretty. I think I'm gonna put She's Wanted in the front. This is the other new one that I got, and I haven't even touched it yet because, I mean, not that I'm intimidated by a blush, but it is kind of like, ooh, I'm waiting for the right time to wear it, but you know, maybe that'll be today, who knows? I've got my 2 Tower 28 blushes. I just put this little sticker on here and it is making me so happy. And I'll stick these in the front. And then next to it, I'll put this Sephora Collection blush. This blush duo is one of my favorite things and they discontinued it, which is really sad because this like burnt orange and terracotta red is just absolutely beautiful. I've got 3 Rare Beauty blushes to fit in here, so I think I'm just gonna scooch these over and see if they can slot in. Oh, that's satisfying. I'm just gonna tuck these 2 powder blushes in the back since there's a little bit of room. And then I've got my 2 Essence blushes. I'm gonna prop one up by that M Cosmetics one. Cute. And now I'm gonna pop in that e.l.f. powder and nestle it with that Essence blush. And they're just cute little buddies. Okay, so this is the blush container section all done. And I love that all my creams are really compacted together. And it's really pleasing to look at. I'm really happy with this. But there's other blushes that I have actually. I have a couple more Phytosurgence ones, but I think I'm gonna keep these grouped together in my other plastic container that I have. So we'll get to that a little bit later. But let's go down to the very last level of my cart where I'm gonna do all my palette organization. Okay, this area has always been a trouble for me because I wanna make sure that I can like see my palettes to actually use them, because whatever ends up on top is the one that I'm gonna reach for. So I think I'm going to just focus on the palettes that I want to be using, or ones that I know I'll be getting more use out of. So the Tardis Pro that I kept just for that black shade, I'm not gonna put this here. And the BH Cosmetics Lost in Los Angeles with all these bright colors. I don't think I'm gonna be using that this much this season. So I'm also gonna put that in my plastic organizer, and the Jackie Aina palette that, you know, hopefully won't irritate my eyes because it's so old. Because these are ones that I'm keeping for more sentimental or utility usage. So I'm just gonna set those to the side and know that they'll be there when I need them, but I don't need to see them every single day. So first I'm gonna lay out my biggest palettes. I have the Natasha Denona bronze one. That'll be like my base. Actually, scratch that. I'm going to use this C3PO palette from Pat McGrath as the base because I know I'm not going to use this as often. So even though it doesn't make sense size-wise, it's going to go underneath there. Next, I think I'll do a stack of my ColourPop palettes here. So I've got the brown sugar one, which I absolutely love. So that one's going on top. And the C3PO, poor C3PO, just relegated to the bottom. But the ColourPop one will go underneath brown sugar just because I'm not going to be reaching for it as much. I don't really do all gold looks that often, but I do want it to be close by. And I think I'll do a little stack of my Hourglass palettes here and just kind of rotate which one I put on top. But right now I think it'll be the Universal Unlocked one. I use this pretty much every single time I do my makeup. Ooh, I'll show you the tiger one while we're here because it's just beautiful. And then I'll put the child palette kind of propped up so that I can see him kind of looking at me. And now I have just too many of these Dior face palettes that I need to organize. So the rose gold one is very fragile, so I'll put that at the bottom and I'll put the universal one on top. And then the gold one will get to shine all on its own right there. I think I need to do some Tetrising here. Hold, please. Okay, that's a little bit better. And now I can put this ColourPop palette, just slap that right there. I really want to use this one more. The shimmers in here just look very pretty and ethereal. So hopefully now that it's uber visible, I'll actually remember to use it. And then I just have two more little palettes, so I'm gonna put this Urban Decay Party Favor propped up deck here. I really like the cover too. Just screams like fun New Year's Eve kind of celebration. So I'll prop that one up in the back. And then my e.l.f. little pumpkin pie palette can just slot right there. All right, and that is my whole palette situation done. I really like that I only have 2 levels of things. Like the stacks were getting ridiculous last time, but now that I've decluttered, it's much more manageable and I can just rotate, you know, which one's on top, whichever one I want to focus on. So I like that. Now I think it's time to switch to the plastic organizer that's also kind of a behemoth and will hold all of my like eye products, my single shadows, all that. So let's go do that. But first, maybe let's take a little overview of the cart. I've had this cart for around 7 years now, and I'm so happy with this purchase because I was thinking about getting those like IKEA drawers, but I know that I'm like a liquid and I will just fill whatever space I'm given. So having this cart has really forced me to be mindful of my collection, and if I'm starting to run out of room on the cart or my other organizer, then I'm just more conscientious of what I'm bringing in to my makeup collection. And because I have ADHD, I have to see things to remember that they exist. So I know that if I had my makeup in drawers, I would completely forget to use them, and this just keeps them top of mind, and I just love this solution for me. All right, so here's my plastic organizer. It lives in a cart next to my desk that also holds some like art supply stuff. So basically you can tell I really like just having the things that I use visible and easily accessible. Just seeing them reminds me to use them. So here's where my few complexion products are gonna go. So let's start with those. I've got the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Tint and the NARS Light Reflecting Foundation. So I use that the least, so I'll go in the back and then I'll put the skin tint there. And then I'll just also put my other e.l.f. primer with them, keep them comfy. All right, now let's fill this section up with some eyeshadows. I've got these single shadows from Bodyography. They're super glittery, very reflective, and I've got 5 of them, so I think they can fit in a little line. That is very satisfying. Okay, and I have quite a few Phytosurgeons products, so I think I'm gonna just lump the blushes and eyeshadows together here. So let's start with the eyeshadows. And I think I'll just have them stacked like this so that the blushes can slot in behind. And I think similar to what I did with the palettes, I'll just kind of swap around which one's on top so that I know to use that one. So I'll put Smolder down there. And let's fill in back here. I've got these glow shots from NYX, and we'll keep those all together. And I'll keep the sparkles going in this section with this dazzle stick from KVD. Beautiful. This just looked like it's gonna be jostling, so I'm gonna plug it up with this About Face pack that I desperately need to use. So it'll go there, and maybe this can fit in. Yeah. So all my little fluid eye paints and sparkly stuff right here. And I'll pop this Rem Beauty liquid shadow here in one of these slots. So my idea for this organizer originally was that it would hold my like monthly makeup rotation, but I ordered it online and I didn't quite grasp the dimensions and didn't realize how big it would be. So I think I'm just gonna reserve this area for like my monthly makeup stuff and fill the rest up with the products that are just in my collection. So I'm gonna put a bunch of stick stuff here. So my lip liners, I like to keep them booty up so that I can see the colors more easily. And I've got a few eyeshadow sticks. So I don't use these as frequently, but it's nice that I can keep them all together there. And then I just have a bunch of random eyeliners, a couple browns, a purple, an olive. I'll keep those all together. I don't know why I still have this milk eye pencil from NYX. I remember people used to use this as like a base to make colors pop, but it's so drying. But sometimes it does work. I don't know. I'll keep it around. And then this last container here, I'll have my super glittery stuff. So these are a bunch of K-Beauty products that I've bought that are great for accentuating your aguasal and just are packed with shimmer. So they can all hang out together in this little nook. And then back here, I'm just gonna put those palettes that I mentioned that I'm not gonna reach for all the time, but I do wanna just know where they are, what they're up to. Okay, that's not the most beautiful, but it'll work. And then I can just fill this up with products that I wanna focus on for the month. So I'm very happy with this. And lastly, I'm just gonna fill up this little basket with some single shadows. They're mostly ColourPop. Look at this OG packaging from Urban Decay. So funny. It's just a totally different vibe. And that's all of my makeup organized, so let's put these away on my little cart. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope it encourages you to organize your collection, tidy things up a bit, and just make sure that you're getting the most out of all of your products. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!